What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It is the only sports podcast. I'm Will. Usually that's Casino over there, but today I'm joined by Joel and Ben from the Endzone Near You. They're on TikTok, got a great TikTok channel, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. How are we doing today, guys?
Yeah, we're all good. We're out here in London. Had to pull up to be on the channel, and it's great. We're excited.
Yeah, that's cool. That's also the thing. You guys are 8 hours ahead of me right now, so it's 10 p.m. there. It is, yeah, 2 p.m. here. So you guys, I'm sure you want to get off here and just go to bed. Yeah.
Not us. We're used to staying up late when we have to watch NFL games till 5 in the morning.
Oh, that's true. So what time do they air where you guys are at?
So are you what's your time? Central time?
No, I'm Pacific. So here the games are at 10 a.m. That's when they start.
Okay, yeah. So what is Eastern time? 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Yes.
So on Thursday night football, it starts at like 1:15 a.m.
Oh my God. And you guys stay up to watch those?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Then on Sunday we have the first slate at 6 p.m., which is the 1 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
And we have like 9:05, 9:25 p.m. And then we have a game at like 1:20. And then Monday night football is like 1:15, 1:20.
Oh my God. Yeah, we just me and my wife and kids just went on a cruise and we were on East Coast time for the first time ever. And Monday night football started at like 8 p.m. and I was like, this is too late. I can't do this. I can't.
That's a luxury.
Yeah, I can't imagine how late you guys stay up to watch football. Dear Lord. But so you guys are Jaguars fans and Giants fans, or what's going on with the changing allegiances to both Jaguars?
Well, that falls on me, to be honest. I became a Giants fan a few years ago. A lot of my friends in New York were Giants fans. And over the last year, I'm still a Giants fan, don't get me wrong. It's not been a great year, so I guess watching the Jags with my friends has been a breath of fresh air, and seeing them do so well is great, and they've done so much for us as well, so it's hard not to root for them.
Yeah, well, you guys from where you're in London, you guys have had like home Jaguars games for a couple years now, right? Or is that near you guys, or is that within that? Yeah.
So we've played it every year in Wembley Stadium, barring 2021, where we played a game primarily in Tottenham. And so speaking for myself, my first game was in 2014, where I went to the Jaguars versus the Cowboys.
Okay.
That's when I started supporting the Jags. So I was like 10 years old. And I've been to every single Jaguars London game since, and like a few other, random games with different teams. But they're always so much fun and one of my favorite days of the year for sure.
So now you guys being based in London and you get like, I'm saying, it started with just one game a year, right? And then it's now ballooned to where now it feels like they do a game, in Europe every week at this point. But do you guys think that London has enough of an NFL fan base where it could withstand, like it could, I guess, home an actual NFL team like year round?
So we've both spoken about this previously. We wrote me personally wrote my college, university dissertation about the London Games and the growth of it. And the London Games have cemented a base for the NFL outside of the US. And every game we've seen have stemmed from those games. And you rock up to a London game and you're seeing fans from every single team in the NFL there. And it's great. Talking of having an actual franchise in the UK, it's very possible from what we've seen. We've got like players from the international pathway as well playing, but it wouldn't stop people supporting their teams. Like Joel would still be a Jags fan, yet he would go to the London game every week probably.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's true. Are prices out there? Because out here, since I live in Vegas, Raiders Stadium is like one of the newest stadiums in the NFL, and the pricing is just outrageous. Like, I mean, Raiders versus Titans is going for like $300 nosebleeds. So it's insane. Are the prices out there similar to that, or are they actually like, somewhat manageable?
Well, okay, so because I've been going to the Wembley Jaguars games every year since 2014, I managed to get 4 seats. Well, me and my dad, and then we'll take a couple others. We get them for £60 each, but that's just because due to loyalty. And then if you're on the resale, what is it, like 160?
Yeah, so last year I went to the Bears v the Jags at Tottenham, and we came in the morning because it's close. Like, we managed to get tickets for £150 each, which is maybe $180. But it's it doesn't happen a lot. We're honoured to be there. It's exciting to be there. And we're grateful to have the sport in our city so easily accessible. So when an event like that happens, you have to spend the money.
That's true. Yeah. See, without here, it's like there's a Raiders game every other weekend. And it's just like, yeah, I don't think I want to spend, especially when it's not my team. You know, it's like, I don't know if I want to spend $350 to go see Raiders with Geno Smith versus, you know, Cam Ward, the Titans.
A good product on the field.
Yeah, that's true. But now, do you guys think in London, do you think there's enough fan base of the NFL over there where they could do a whole division? Or do you think it would just be one team and then it would just be like, we schedule, you know, do the bye week for teams traveling after, you know, they verse you guys? Because I've heard that argument where it's like the travel is what the issue is, not necessarily the fan base.
But for me, the travel doesn't make a difference, because New York to Seattle, for example, or even to the West Coast, like LA or California. Yeah, California. It's still like nine hours.
Yeah.
It's the same amount of travel time. I just don't think.
Yeah, because here to New York is like 6 hours. Here to it's about 6 hours.
But
so
I feel like there's more chance of it being European. We've actually got a European league, but it's not as big. You've got teams in Germany, you've got teams in France. So that has potential to grow, but of course it won't grow to the numbers of the NFL.
Yeah. Well, and NFL the past couple of years has been on this whole global expansion where now we're getting games in Brazil and Mexico City and all that kind of stuff. So, but Germany, as far, sorry, go ahead.
Germany have outstanding NFL fans. I don't know how well it's known in the US, but Germany have the biggest market in Europe.
I will say, I like when I watch the international games, like you were saying earlier, where it's like, it's not just fans of the two teams playing, it's just NFL fans across the board. So the sea of people will just be in 32 different jerseys. I kind of like that aesthetic.
To be honest, everyone who's a neutral just cheers for every big play, which is
that's cool.
Quite amazing.
Yeah, that's fun.
What time are the international games in Vegas?
Well, I guess in Vegas it really is, because the Raiders have such like a die-hard, like aggressive fan base that everyone just comes from California to Raider Stadium. So I will say I haven't been to a game at Raider Stadium personally, but my wife and I've had friends go there and they say it's like 90% Raiders fans and then like, you know, kind of a smattering of other jerseys. But it's almost like San Francisco games where if you go there in a different jersey, like there's going to be an issue. So it's not.
But we're used to that because at football games, they do keep home and away fans separate.
Oh yeah. See, in America, it's literally just like wherever you want to sit, like just like hopefully you're around some good people, because I went to the only NFL game I've ever been to is Chargers Eagles in LA. And because the Chargers have no fans, it was just 99% Eagles, like green and the entire stadium. And it was it felt, you know, the opposite of hostile. It felt like a home game. But
that's amazing.
So now since we're on the topic of the Jaguars, you guys obviously were in the playoffs. Me and Casino on this show picked the Jaguars to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, and then they ran into the buzzsaw that is Josh Allen. So as Jaguars fans, when you look at this season, rookie head coach, kind of the reemergence of Trevor Lawrence, is this a season where you say glass half full, glass half empty? You know, what are the Jaguars fans' outlook for just this past season?
The foundations are built for sure. And in my opinion, it's only up from here. You know, players stepped up when other players went down. Travis Hunter played 6-7 games. Like he he wasn't there for long, and then Parker Washington came in and stepped up, and he was fantastic.
Okay.
Brenton Strange was injured as well for a bit. When he came back from injury, he was great. And on the
well, then what? Travis Hunter only played what, a handful of games, right? Before he was out for the season. So you get him back next year, and I feel like it's going to be, cloud nine.
Look, I'm so excited to go into next year. I do want to say one point on what happened in the Bills game in the playoffs. And I think the reason we lost is largely due to Liam Cohen's play calling. Now, I hate calling it out because it has been absolutely immense all year. It's been perfect. But we were running the ball so efficiently with both Etienne and Tootin, and it felt like in the second half we just abandoned the run game. And like Liam Cohen had this like air raid mindset.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, come on, Liam, like another drive. Let's just run the ball, okay? Because we're doing that so well. And the fact that we abandoned the run game just hurt my soul. Because the Bills haven't had a bad run defense, such a big passing defense. So it's a no-brainer, but it's just a big mistake from Liam.
Well, I think as NFL fans of really any team, it's always the most frustrating thing is the first half of football where you're just like, oh, we're clearly dominating them on this level. And then the second half, they're like, we've got 100 yards rushing in the first half. Let's just not run the ball at all in the second half. And then it's like, why did we abandon the thing that was working? And that's just across the board. But so as far as looking into next season, do you guys think that, Jaguars, obviously Patriots, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl here in a couple minutes, but Jaguars, Patriots, Bills, kind of Chiefs, if they can get back there, do you think they are now at that top tier, like not Super Bowl or bust, but definitely like playoffs or bust at this point?
Okay, Chiefs, I don't think they're making the playoffs. I think they're in big trouble, honestly.
I'll put a pin in that. Go ahead.
Patriots, I mean, Drake May's a great quarterback. Vrabel's been great this season, and their defense has been fantastic, but he still doesn't really have the pieces he needs on his offense, and the running game is just too confusing. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Mondre? Is it going to be Travion? Don't know about that, and they haven't had the hardest schedule either. I think
they're going to one of the hardest schedules next year. I think top 5 hardest schedule.
Well, what was the Jaguars? They played with the first place schedule this year, or no? I can't remember who won the division last year. It was the Texans, right?
So the Texans won the division last year, but the Jaguars were in the top 5 hardest schedules out of any team in the league.
Because they were also in the playoffs last year, right? That's the famous Justin Herbert.
So last year we didn't make the playoffs. The last time we made the
overall pick.
The last time we were in the playoffs was the playoffs in the 2022-2023 season.
That was a comeback.
Yeah.
And that's the one I'm thinking of against Herbert with the 4 interception game and all that kind of stuff. And the big comeback from Trevor Lawrence. Yeah.
I have to say, people don't know this who don't watch Jaguars football. Look, if you don't watch Jaguars football year in, year out, I'm not going to blame you. But I'm going to tell you that we had the comeback win in the playoffs in the 2022-2023 season. Okay, amazing season. Went out to the Chiefs in Arrowhead. There's nothing wrong with that. Look, come on, you're going to Arrowhead. It's not going to be easy. In the very next season, the Jaguars find themselves 8-3. Okay, we are first seed. Funny enough, we were first seed for a few hours until the Chiefs played their game in the 11th week. Trevor Lawrence goes down on Thursday Night Football with an injury and is out for literally the rest of the year. That's why we didn't make the playoffs in 2023. And 2024 was just a rough season because it's just a lot of Mac Jones. But
I mean, me and Casino on this podcast picked Trevor Lawrence to be the MVP. I think it was the year after that big comeback win. And we were like, this is our dark horse pick. And then nothing happened. And we were just like, we can't trust him again. And then this season, kind of like an ex-girlfriend that hit you with the "you up" text. You're just like, all right, we're back in. We're picking them to go to the Super Bowl. And then that damn Bills game happened. But if let's say the Jags survived that Bills game and they go to play the same schedule the Bills would have played, which would have been Broncos Patriots, do you think that we would be seeing a different Super Bowl? Or do you think that the Liam play calling, that stuff would have caught up in the playoffs and kind of just bit you in the ass like it did in the Bills game?
Well, Ben, do you want to answer this or shall I?
Well, we both think the Broncos are very fraudulent, although
They beat them.
Yeah, you beat them once already this season, but the way they stepped up against the Bills, maybe it was Josh Allen's turnovers that made the difference. He gave it to them. But personally, I don't know. I do agree that I think Liam Cohen's like being a rookie coach would have caught up to him.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always, again, I always feel like as NFL fans, and especially when you talk NFL with other people, they always just focus so much on like 4 or 5 players. And it's just like, guys, it is way more important, especially in the playoffs, to play calling, to head coach, to all like the minutia, the little details you get here or there. I mean, I'm an Eagles fan, so the Nick Sirianni, coaching is just one of those topics. But now let's segue over to what is it? I'm an Eagles fan, so you're a Giants fan. The Giants, first off, before we talk about Harbaugh, did you think it was the right decision to fire Daboll? Would you given him another year, or do you think it was right to just kind of, reset the clock?
Yeah, it was definitely time to reset. He's had a few years now, and it's just not been going well. I mean, his record at the Giants speaks for itself, really. And now he's got a new job in Tennessee. And it could be exciting for them as well, honestly.
Do you? Because again, I was one of those guys. I've always been just a Daboll hater. Right. I just do not like him. I've never liked just the vibe. There was that weird Thursday night game where he's like rushing Dart out of the blue tent. And it was just like, that's weird.
That's when he knew. He was in trouble.
So as a Giants fan, I'm sure you're, in Giant circles with, Giant Reddit and online and all that kind of stuff. Was there a consensus of we love Daboll and we're sad he got fired, or was the consensus we're happy he got fired, thank God?
I think more happy he got fired, but there's also other people higher than him who are the issue as well.
GM, owner. Yeah. But yeah, I just could not understand. It was like all like the mainstream like sports media was just like, how could they fire Daboll? How could they fire Daboll? And every Giants fan I know is like, thank God we got rid of that guy.
I feel like for the first few games, the defensive coordinator was the issue. As we have an exciting defense, some great talent on there. And the Cowboys put 30 on us.
An amazing defense.
The Cowboys have a great offense as well, I think. But it's like we were losing too many games, and our season could have been very different. But the same old story. You've got to look ahead to the future, and it's looking exciting.
Yeah. No, I mean the Giants. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say one thing about Brian Daboll, and I'm gonna tell you why I hate his guts. And it's not necessarily his fault.
You're speaking my language. Let's hear it.
In 2022. Brian Daboll won Coach of the Year. I don't think many people remember that.
That was when he had Daniel Jones and Saquon was still on there,
and
right?
They went to the playoffs. Doug Peterson, the Jaguars head coach, should have been Coach of the Year that year. And I'm so annoyed to this day. I remember watching it with my good friend in university. We're like, oh, Doug EP is gonna win it. All of a sudden, Brian Daboll comes out of nowhere, the bum of a head coach.
I mean, as an Eagles fan, I completely agree with your love for Peterson. So I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
But so now that Daboll's fired, the head coaching search lasted 3 days? 4 days, it felt like. And then it was just Harbaugh goes from the Ravens after 18 years to the Giants. As a Giants fan, were you just ecstatic? Like, oh my God, we got John Harbaugh?
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I feel like a lot of teams like the Bills, who fired their head coach a few days later, will be absolutely gutted that they couldn't pick someone like John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
So
I think you should have gone for Philip Rivers. Like the Bills almost did.
Hey, I mean, there's still head coaching jobs open. I mean, he could still get, if he's the Arizona Cardinals head coach, I feel like everybody would be like, I mean, that kind of fits for Arizona. They're insane. They're insane out there. But so for John Harbaugh being the Giants head coach, what do you think that means for the future of Jackson Dart? Because obviously he's kind of fell into the category this year where it was the Jaden Daniels thing, where when he's on the field, he's electric. The only issue is he's never on the field because he's always out with an injury, out with a concussion. As a Giants fan, are you worried about the longevity of that? Or do you think that, this is a blip on the radar?
No, I completely agree with you. And I've said it before that Jackson Dart and Cam Scadaboo, everyone loves them in the league. Maybe not you because you're an Eagles fan, but
no, honestly, Scadaboo, he was winning me my fantasy football league, and then he got injured, and I ended up 5th. So,
I mean, I feel like they're two players at the moment that you can't hate. They're just bringing so much electricity into the league, but they're kind of a meme. Especially Cam, for example, the way he just runs into people. He's absolutely crazy, and he hasn't got long, to be honest. And if Jackson Dart doesn't learn to go out of bounds or slide,
it's going to be a problem.
He doesn't have long either, and it's a shame because our franchise, as much as of a joke it already is, we are kind of like
you're not the joke. Jets, though. At least you're not the Jets.
It could always be worse.
Yeah, that's true. Well, also,
like the future is exciting short term.
Yeah. Well, also you got Malik Neighbors also who was injured. So I feel like those guys come back. As you were saying earlier, with the Giants having one of the best defensive fronts in the league, like Giants can potentially have a top 10 defense. They got all these playmakers on offense. Like the issue, which as a football fan is always the thing I hate, which is just injuries. Just this mysterious factor where it's like we have all the pieces in place and then all of a sudden they just start falling like dominoes. And now we can't, there's only so many guys on a football team that you can just plug and play where you're just like, no difference. That's why, honestly, if we want to move over to NFL awards this year, who do you guys think is going to be MVP, Coach of the Year? What is it? The debate has now been for MVP, especially on this show, because obviously Casino is a Patriots fan, between either Stafford or Drake May. Where do you guys fall on the, MVP debate? So yeah, if you want, give me your top 3, give me your top 5, who would be your MVP, and then who you think is going to actually win MVP.
Well, there's no such thing as a top 5 when it's an award. For me, it's winner takes it all, as we know from ABBA. And my MVP is Matthew Stafford, and I think Joel will have a different answer.
Oh,
my MVP is Drake May.
Okay. So what is the argument to be made for Drake May over Matthew Stafford? Because I'm on Ben's side where I'm Stafford.
Okay. No, I completely appreciate that. It's 1A. To be honest, it's 1A, 1B. They both had stupendous years. My one thing is that I just feel like Drake May had a phenomenal season. His best 2 receivers were Kayshon Boutte and Stephon Diggs. Like, even before Stephon Diggs' injury in the Texans last year, he was doing nothing. Like, look, Stephon Diggs is an old receiver now. He's like a proper veteran. And Boutte is just, he's not the best receiver. So what I'm saying is I just feel like I admire how well Drake May's done it without Puka Nacua, without Devontae Adams. And yeah, also Hunter Henry, he's been magnificent this year.
That's true.
So, yeah, I just admire what Drake May has done, taking his team from last year to this year in such an amazing manner.
But see, I feel like the argument to that is it the wide receivers or is it Stafford? Because I mean, Stafford, you look at what he turned Megatron into from a good to a great wide receiver. You look what he turned Cooper Kupp into, the first triple crown NFL wide receiver, MVP of the Super Bowl. And then when those guys, I mean, obviously Johnson retired, but like Cooper Kupp left Stafford, he's never been at like even close to that level. And we were talking all year where it was just like the Rams offense is 85% of the passes that Stafford throws either go to Nacua or Devontae Adams. Like, it's like he feeds those guys so much to where you look at their numbers and you go, oh my God. But then it's also like, well, yeah, 85% of the ball is going to these 2 guys. Casino will definitely back you up on when it comes to Drake May. So As far as coach of the year, who do you guys have in that? I know obviously probably Liam Cohen would be high on your list.
He's in the mix.
Yeah, I think there's 3 names. Maybe actually, I think all the names on the list stand out, and they have each of their own. They have very good reasons to be there and to win that award. For me, it's Ben Johnson. The way he's turned the Bears around, the personality he's got, he's exciting, and he's turned Caleb into a top 15 maybe quarterback. But I don't think that Bears team has particularly good pieces either. Like, I don't think Roma Dunze is great.
Great point. Yeah.
Luther Burden hasn't really stepped up.
At times.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've all stepped up when they needed to. Colson Loveland, he's been great as well.
Well, Dunze was great the first half of the year. The second half of the year, ghosting every game.
And then, for me, it's Ben Johnson. Like, this Bears team's really exciting to watch. And on the defensive side as well, they lead the league in turnovers.
That's a good point.
Takeaways. No, I know.
Not on the offensive.
And for yourself, who would you say coach of the year?
It's an amazing question. Now, see, the problem with the NFL awards is I can't quite wrap my head around if it's just the regular season or it includes
for sure, yeah,
up until the
we've had this debate. Yeah, because it's weird they don't give the MVP like during that week or all the awards during the week from the final end of the regular season to the start of the playoffs. That just seems like a no-brainer. And now we're a week away from the Super Bowl and we still don't know who any of these awards winners are. That's weird.
So I'd love to give you 2 answers. Like, I'd love to base it off the regular season and say it's Liam Cohen, but right now I'm giving it to Mike Vrabel because he's going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Like, last year, you just saw what happened with Jared Mayo. It was just an absolute dumpster fire. And then all of a sudden this year, they are in the Super Bowl.
Well, and the craziest thing is, this was basically the same team from last year to this year. It's not like they added, this crazy piece. It was like Drake May was there last year. It was like
Mario Williams.
Yeah, it's but honestly, and this is a guy also like Dayball I've given a lot of hate to on this show. I think my pick for coach of the year is Kyle Shanahan. I mean, what he did for that 49ers team. I mean, they had 3rd and 4th string guys you've never heard of and will probably never hear from again. And they're at the last 3 weeks of the season. Yeah.
But one thing I just love about Kyle Shanahan is you just can't doubt him. He's a guru of the game.
Yeah.
He's the guru of the game. I love him tremendously. His work is amazing. Like, year in, year out, he just produces.
Yeah, it's crazy. And especially, again, I think what he did this season was more impressive than when he took those 2 teams to the Super Bowl. Because it was like he had top 5 offense, top 5 defense. This year, it was like they were 27th ranked defense. They were like 12th in offense. It was like they weren't really great at anything. And all of a sudden, they're in the divisional round of the playoffs with a potential, shot to go to the Super Bowl. But
and Sean, I love Sean McVay. I'm a huge admirer of him. Yeah. And I just feel like him and Kyle Shanahan, they always put a good product on the field. I think they're 2 outstanding head coaches.
Yeah, and it's also fun that they're in the same division, so we always get to see those 2 at least minimum twice a year. Like, it's fun. So we're getting a couple questions here, or a couple comments and questions. It saes Cards hired Mark LaFleur. Woo.
Oh, yeah.
So did they hired him as offense or the head coach?
Head coach, I'm pretty sure. Honestly, can't say I know much about him. So
he's isn't he the defensive coach for the Bears? Or was he the defensive coach of the Bears?
To be honest, I do not know. But that same guy says, good evening, everyone. Hope you're well.
Thank you.
So how's it going? And then we have a question here. Is the NFL quietly moving towards a future where elite quarterback contracts actually hurt championship chances and the next dynasty is built around cheap quarterbacks plus stacked rosters rather than?
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it kind of with Brock Purdy, a rookie taking the 49ers to the Super Bowl.
because the offense was built around him.
like Kittle, McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, Debo Samuel. But now I saw a video on TikTok. It's like a list of all the players that the Seahawks drafted in like the 3-year span, a list of all the players the Rams have, and then a list of all the players the 49ers had. It was only Brock Purdy.
So
of falling behind everyone else, I think. I mean, the way the Seahawks put belt to ass in that game.
Well, speaking of the Seahawks, even the Seahawks did this the first Super Bowl they had with Russell Wilson, where it was like he was on a rookie deal, spent everything on the Legion of Boom, and then that's how they won the Super Bowl. I mean, really, the two teams in the Super Bowl this year, this is how they're doing it. Drake May still on his rookie contract. Sam Darnold, they got for a bargain.
Sam Darnold's 1 year, $15 million.
Okay, so that kind of fits into this category of cheap QBs.
I just want to say something. I love Trevor to death, but when you're paying a quarterback upwards of $55 to $60 million a year, like, I don't just want to speak on Trevor. I'm speaking on like Dak Prescott, all those guys who are in the upper echelon money, but production.
Even Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He's not achieving what he wants to achieve, what they're paying the big bucks for.
No. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes.
That's my opinion.
The top tier, Lamar Jackson, the top tier quarterbacks, that amount of money, completely justified.
I don't know.
But like, as much as I love Trevor, I don't think he should be earning as much money as he is. I think more of like a 40 million a year, maybe.
Yeah.
40 to 45 million a year, get to invest more around the team. That's what I would have loved to have seen happen.
Well, we also see, to that question, we also see teams where it's like Deshaun Watson for the Browns, where it's like, oh, he signed this incredible, amazing contract nobody would ever give him, and now the Browns are just in quarterback hell for the past 3 years, the next 3 years, like it's just completely
hell.
Well, and then it also becomes a question. I've actually asked Casino on this that we can piggyback on the question from one of our listeners is, does the cap get to a point where we just go, all right, the quarterback contracts are so insane, we now have to just put that separate from what we use for the rest of the team? Because again, like you look at Patrick Mahomes, where it's like he's going to be a $500 million quarterback for the next 10 years. Like if he's still playing at an elite level in 10 years, are they going to sign him to a $1 billion contract? Like, is it like, how do you do? Like, what do you do? What do you do?
A lot, because we haven't even got to the stage where the running backs are breaking the barrier of getting a lot of money, because we've had this conversation before. There's a few great running backs who are going to sign some new contracts, and how much they pay, they don't know, because no one's done it before. So someone's got to step up, and they know how much they're worth, but they're not going to get how much they're worth.
Big ones, Kenneth Walker, especially after the Bears having. I mean,
Jameer Gibbs, Bijan, Travis Etienne.
I drafted Kenneth Walker in fantasy. I know this guy is a demon, and they stick in Charbonnet I know he's injured now, but they stuck in Charbonnet all season. It really annoyed me, because Kenneth Walker is nature. He's so short, low center of gravity, that burst of speed. Kenneth Walker is a bloody athlete.
He's going to be Super Bowl MVP.
Oh, that's a good call.
100%.
And I know that pain, because much like when Scatterboo went down, my team, I drafted Kenneth Walker III, and it was like every update was like, all right, they're first and goal. And then it was like rushing touchdown, and then it was
Charbonnet.
And
he always Kenneth Walker got them there all the time.
Dude, they'd feed him the rock on the entire drive. He'd rush for 60 yards. And then the second they got to the red zone, they were like, all right, you're out. And it was like, it's insane. But also, what is it? TBitW1 says, can I ask the three of you a question? What are your thoughts on the MLB having a season this year, then looking like they might not have a season next year, and playoffs are in question because of the cap ceiling? So it says ceiling, and how does this affect other sports? Sorry to make it a two-part question, ran out of space. So I guess, are you guys baseball fans? I don't know if how
I'd say yes and no. I'm a Yankees fan, but sit down during the season and watch every game like I do with the NFL.
So then let's make this like a broader sports question.
I should say personally, I'm a Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp minor league baseball fan.
Oh, we love the minor league on here. The mascots, the names, they're great.
I love baseball trading cards.
Oh, see, there you go. So let's make this a wider, because we'll tie this into the NFL with what we're just saying, where it's the contracts, the money, everything is going up so exponentially in pretty much sports across the board. Do you think it gets to a point, especially with the NFL, where it's just like, we can't go any higher? We don't have any more money. I mean, the cap, I believe, just went up another $50 million or something like that.
Yeah, it's just
like,
enough.
Yeah. So again, with all these contracts, with the quarterbacks taking up half teams' cap space, what is the end game to where you just go, how much is too much?
I don't know if there is an end game, because likewise in the UK and across outside of America, it's always going to grow. What's stopping it from growing in America when children are being born every second? They're going to be watching the sport soon. Like, it's just going to carry on growing. I don't really know how it ends, if it ends.
I don't think it ends. Because the prices of everything is going up all the time. The NFL's it's the number one league in the world for generating revenue. Number one in the world, more than the Premier League, more than MLB. And it's going up all the time. Like, every league's going up in proportion because, you know, the prices of goods and everything, like
tickets, jerseys, everything. Yeah, merch, food in the stadium. That's going to be $30 soon.
I have to say something, and I want to relate this to like Premier League football, for example. So the NFL's cap space it's very clear, like what the cap is every year. But so in the Premier League, it works differently, where you have like it's called the PFA rules, right? Like, so you get to spend a certain amount of money, and it's never clear how much money you're actually going to spend. So you have like fans saying, "Oh, this team's going to get a court case," because like Chelsea, for example, spent like $1 billion in the space of a few seasons, but the problem with the Premier League, there's a huge inequality where the teams lower down the table can't spend as much money. So like, I hate it when people complain in the NFL about the cap space when in the Premier League there's just such a huge inequality.
Well, yeah, that's the same thing in MLB, where it's just like the Dodgers are spending $300 million more than the A's, and yet they're playing the same sport. And it's just like, well, that's weird. That's weird that's just.
How much was the contract that like Juan Soto's like signed? Was it like $500 million?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Again, I'm sure in our lifetime we'll see the first $1 billion contract for an NFL player. Like,
probably in the next few years.
I think it will be in basketball first. I think basketball, they pay a lot of money.
Yeah, well, that's what in the States, the thing is always get your kids into baseball, because in baseball, the money's so crazy and it's all guaranteed. So NFL, it's like you get signing bonus and then we'll see what happens with the rest. Baseball, it's like you sign $1 billion, you're getting $1 billion, like regardless of what you do. It's just insane.
Like, the contracts in the NFL are so big as well. Like Trevor's contract, I believe, is like $230 million guaranteed, and that's like, okay, so let's just say that's pretty much $250 million. And Trevor Lawrence is not regarded by most people as a top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
And his contract is $250 million. It is just remarkable.
Well, like you were saying earlier, Dak Prescott is now the highest paid quarterback per year, where he makes like $60 to $65 million a year. That team didn't make the playoffs. So now you're just like, all right, well, what are we going to do now? Like, we paid our quarterback $70 million a year and we're 6-11. It's we have some stuff over here. I don't really know what this comment means. It says NFL is the most copycat, fickle $1 billion league. Most pretended to be experts living off the media crags list of narratives. I have
no idea what that means, but
but hey, thanks for coming.
Fickle $1 billion league.
Pretended to be experts living
off the media crags list of narratives.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
We're gonna need a breakdown.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah, Hawk Trooper. Elaborate on what you mean by that. He also said Kubiak was the last OC in the NFL last year. He was almost jobless. Now he's the most wanted new head coach. I mean, I feel like that happens every year. Like you really just need 1 year where you're just elevating yourself. Yeah.
I agree with that, but I don't think the Seahawks offense has been that good. It's their defense that has been winning them games. Obviously, maybe this is a crazy take, I'm not sure. But I just don't think that offense has been that good.
So if you guys don't mind, we can go another like 20 minutes. I don't want to keep you all night. I know it's getting late over there. So let's go to the Super Bowl. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. Happens a week from today on that Seahawks piggyback. Apparently the news came out, I believe this morning, where Kubiak from the Seahawks is pretty much the Raiders head coach. Right? Like after the Super Bowl, he's going to be the new head coach of the Raiders. So when it comes to this Seahawks team, what do you think this game will mean for Sam Darnold specifically? We'll go to Kubiak in a second, but Sam Darnold, what will it mean for him as a quarterback for what we were talking about earlier, where it's like they got him on a budget, right? They're not spending $60 million. They got a good quarterback, elevated him to great, and now he's in the Super Bowl. So
well, it's an opportunity.
May I just say something quickly?
Of course.
I've been, as I said, been into the NFL for 11 years, so I've seen Sam Darnold's journey pan out, and I just want to say, I have so much respect for what he's done. Counted out year after year after year. I remember him playing for the Jets, and I want to ask you, Will, can you believe Sam Darnold's going to the Super Bowl?
You know, I really thought. Do you guys remember when he played for the Jets and there was that famous clip of him on the sidelines of that Patriots game saying he saw ghosts? I thought that would be one of those things we look back on and we just go, that is literally what cratered this guy's career. Like, it never recovered from this. Nobody ever took a shot. Nobody ever believed in him. And then all of a sudden now, he's just in the Super Bowl and it's crazy. Again, he's in a Super Bowl before Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, like all these guys who were even drafted in the same year as him. It's remarkable, insane. And again, on his fourth team?
Yes, well, it's been the Jets, San Francisco, Panthers,
Vikings, and now the Seahawks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so fifth team. Like, how many quarterbacks have we ever seen get the fifth chance and now they're in the Super Bowl? Like,
it's amazing.
It's an opportunity for him to prove everything, really, and it's a redemption.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then not only this, but it's like last year he won 14 games with the Vikings. This year they've obviously I think they also won 14 games. I don't have that up on the screen. They're 14. Yeah, so he's the most winningest quarterback in the NFL the last 2 years. On 2 different teams, 2 different head coaches. His head coach this year is a rookie head coach. So what would let's say the Seahawks go into the Super Bowl, Sam Darnold, let's say he's the MVP. I know you have the Kenneth Walker MVP hot take, which I love, but Sam Darnold's MVP wins the Super Bowl, budget contract. Like, what does this do to the Sam Darnold, I guess, legacy? How high does it elevate him on the quarterback, tier list?
No, I don't know how much it changes. I think he's got to go into next season doing the same thing because you're putting that face, but
he's going to be demanding the cheddar. He's going to be demanding the cheddar. He has just won a Super Bowl for an organization. Everyone's getting paid. He's not going to sit there with another $15 million. He's going to ask for 50 plus.
Yeah. In terms of ranking him compared to other quarterbacks, he's not going to be better than quarterbacks that haven't won a Super Bowl. You think he have a bigger legacy on the NFL than Josh Allen?
One more.
What? So if he wins,
more accomplished.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Josh Allen would switch his MVPs for a Super Bowl.
I think so too. Especially when you see how hard he took it and that team took it at the end of that loss. They were openly weeping just in the press conference.
All of them.
All of them.
I just love Diggs. There's no one happier to be in the Super Bowl than Stephon Diggs. It's been quite incredible to watch because we saw what happened in Buffalo. We had the Minneapolis Miracle. He never quite made it, and now he just seems so happy to be there.
Yeah,
he was
just
literally emotional in like the pregame speech of the AFC Championship.
Also, we got a couple comments here. So let's see. T-Bit W1 says Cowboys are stuck in the mediocre when they're going to get stuck at 500, but not much better, not much worse than the Texans are improving the situation where the Cowboys are missing. Yeah, I mean, that's what happened to him. Hawk Topper says since 1977, no Seahawks offense scored more than this offense. Is that true? What was going on in Seattle in 1977?
I probably believe that, but likewise with the Legion of Boom, defense stepped up, you know.
But Russell Wilson I feel like he was always balling.
You were what? Say that one more time. Sorry.
I said, Russell Wilson in Seattle was like such an unbelievable quarterback. I feel like he always had a good offense, but I mean, if he says they never score more than this season, then fair enough. I mean, they put up a lot of 30-point games, which definitely helps.
But a 1977 offense was scoring more than a 2025 offense? What is, or any of those Russell Wilson?
They only played like 12 games back then, didn't they?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Probably.
All right. So it's come down to the final thing, guys. Who wins the Super Bowl? What's the prediction? How do you think the game's going to go? Thoughts?
I've really not been impressed with the Patriots offense in the playoffs. And maybe it's just the second-year jump for Drake May, but they won games against good defenses, but it's been their defense that has made the difference. And, I mean, as Hawk Trooper saying, the Seahawks have the best offense in Seahawks history since 77. But the Seahawks offense are going to put points up. And I don't know how many points this Patriots defense will put up. This Patriots offense will put up against the Seahawks D. So I am thinking of a Seahawks win, maybe by 10 to 15 points difference.
Ooh, okay. Yourself?
I'm going to go with... See, my thought process is Christian Gonzalez locks up Jackson Smith and Jigba. The Patriots lock down Kenneth Walker's abilities, and the Patriots win the game. But will they do that? I have so much faith in Gonzo, Marcus Jones. Marcus Jones kick return, punt return touchdown on the cards. Oh my God, that would be incredible. I'm going to put my faith in the New England Patriots. But either way, to be honest, I'd be really happy. But the Sam Darnold win the Super Bowl, I'd love that. The Patriots, like I don't hate the Patriots like most of the league do, to be honest. I mean, I hate them for what happened in the AFC Championship in 2017. But look, I think both wins are an incredible story. So look, I'm going to leave it at that. But I think the Patriots are going to win. Let's go for a high-scoring one. I want it to be fun. Let's go 31-27.
Okay. So
31-28. Sam Darnold has a legacy drive. All he has to do is get field goals going to overtime, and he doesn't do it.
Oh, I mean, I would love that. Again, when your team's not in the Super Bowl, you're just like, just please let it be a good game. Please let it be a good game.
I mean, our good friend who we're watching with is a Patriots fan, so I feel like if it's a bad game for the Patriots, our night's going to be pretty bad. So we kind of like deep down want to, I'm not going to be angry at who wins, but it's going to be a big night for betting. So hopefully, I want to win my lays.
Well, I do feel like every discussion I've heard about the Super Bowl, it's like the two outcomes are either close game where Patriots like edge it out, sneak it out, win by 3-4, or it's just going to be a Seahawks blowout. Like those are the only two, possible outcomes I've heard from this Super Bowl. Is there a chance? Well, I guess the argument against the Patriots was before the snow started falling in that Denver Broncos game, like they were completely dominated by, just smothered by the Broncos defense. Offensively, they were just going, moving the ball down the field with Stidham. And now it's just, one of these things where there's going to be no snow. Weather's not going to obviously affect it. So it's going to be how much faith do you have in this Patriots team? How much of this offense and their run this season has been kind of smoke and mirrors, who they've played? And, you know, we did this stat, I think it was on last Wednesday's show, which was astounding to me, which is of the 10 teams that the Seahawks have played this year who made the playoffs, they're 8-2 against them. So the entire season, and then, you know, the Patriots have won 2 games against teams with winning records this year. So it really comes down to, you know, do you believe? But then again, the X factor is Sam Darnold. Do you believe in Sam Darnold to win a Super Bowl? Like, that's a crazy sentence to say. Like,
I actually do believe in Sam Darnold, and we saw him come up in big games, especially the Rams game towards the end of the year that ultimately won them the first seed. But I mean, the Patriots just have to stay calm on offense. They have to stay calm because they did not look relaxed against that Broncos defense in Mile High like Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars did, for example. Oh my God, we absolutely steamrolled them. We made them look like the Jets.
Yeah, exactly.
The Jets defense.
Yeah.
Patriots offense just has to stay calm and play their own game, establish the run game, hit them on the deep play actions to Butte downfield, Stephon downfield in the intermediate routes, and they'll be absolutely fine.
So we have Hawk Trooper losing his mind in the comments, but he says 41-17 Seahawks are going to win. And then
I can see that happening, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just endless. It's just endless. I mean, I appreciate the commenting, but buddy, I can't read all these. It's too much.
He might be talking the truth.
There's no reason for a Seahawks fan not to be confident. So I respect Trooper 100%.
Yeah,
but this also
I'd be going mental in the chat.
I've just said that the overrated offense.
Yeah. Anything else you guys wanted to touch on or talk about before we get out of here? Or I feel like I covered all the things I wanted to talk about with you guys. So
may I ask you one question?
Yes, sir.
May I have your extremely early AFC South predictions for next year? Because the Titans hired Daboll as their offensive coordinator and Robert Saleh as their head coach. So I think the Titans might have a little something there. And then, the rest of the team's pretty much the same. Colts don't know where they're going with quarterback position, so on and so forth. So just give me a really, really early AFC South predictions, please.
So I do think, again, on this show, Casino and I have always been Cam Ward guys. I just like Cam Ward. I like what I've seen from him. And again, that's on a team, like you're talking about with the Patriots, that's on a team with 0 weapons, like the worst weapons in the league. And there's still games where, I mean, they just got to get him something, like literally something. I've never been a Tony Pollard guy. So him being their like bell cow back, I just don't believe in it all. So I think the Titans are still, 2 or 3 years away because again, they have nothing. Yeah. I do think it's interesting where we've never really seen in the past, in maybe as far recent as I can remember at the NFL, where it's like, we're going to hire a head coach. All he's going to focus on is being a head coach in the defense. He's completely turning the offense over to just the offensive coordinator. Like he came out and was like, I want nothing to do with it. Right. Which I think is why Daboll, was like, oh yeah, I'll definitely you just give me complete autonomy over the offense.
I think they work well together, to be honest. 2 former New York head coaches, what can go wrong?
True. Yeah. But then it also comes down to, is Robert Saleh a good head coach? How is this Titans team that different from the Jets team he coached?
I was laughing when they got Saleh because they don't have Daboll yet, but then I kind of think, they got Daboll as well. That's
I feel like people are forgetting that Saleh was the coach of the Jets only like 2 years ago. They think that he came into the NFL recently, was the 49ers DC, and now he's at the Titans. But no, he was promised something with Aaron Rodgers that he never got.
Well, and then not only that, like he was, the Jets head coach for 2 seasons, then went to the 49ers. Their defense was bottom 5. And then he went to be the defensive coordinator and the head coach. It was just like, all right, well, it's not like, the Titans have all these great defensive weapons. It's so.
Getting old.
And that's it.
Jeffrey Simmons was so rattled in both the Jags games. It's absolutely hilarious.
And then as far as the Texans, I don't believe in CJ Stroud at all. I'm a Davis Mills guy. I don't know.
I'm a Davis Mills guy as well.
Yeah, he was 3-0 in that same team, that same offense. Team was like rallying around him. And then CJ Stroud just had one of the worst quarterback games we've ever seen in the playoffs. Just
wasn't good in the first round either against the Steelers.
Yeah, he was. I mean, I just have no faith in CJ Stroud, but I feel like for some reason that organization and especially D'Amico Ryans is just anchored to this guy and is just going to keep giving him chance after chance, even though, again, Davis Mills, same team, looked infinitely better, 3-0. So I have no faith in the Texans. And then the other one, I feel like the Colts are going to be like the most interesting team to talk about this offseason because, again, at one point,
all the eggs in one basket.
Yeah, at one point this season, they were scoring more points than the undefeated Patriots. Like they were on a pace to score the most points in NFL history. So can that be replicated? Like, I don't know. But again, we just saw Sam Darnold lead his team to a Super Bowl. So now we just have to say, well, maybe it is coaching, maybe it is opportunity, maybe Daniel Jones is him. Like, I don't know. As a Jaguars fan of the three other teams in that division, who are you scared of going in next year being like, this is who we're going to be in a rock fight all year to win that division against?
I really love that question.
For me, it's the Texans for sure. That defense is serious.
That's very true.
Like, their offense isn't bad either. They got some good rookie wide receivers this season. Tank Dell is eventually going to come back.
No, there's no guarantee.
Okay, but like,
he's been out for 2 years, all right? 2 years.
I know, I feel so bad for him.
I did feel very bad for him. That's the one time I ever felt bad for
CJ. He was so upset. They were like best friends.
Yeah.
But I think that Texans defense is serious. Like, they are scary.
That is true.
I just want to say the Colts are a laughing stock. A laughing stock. They invested 2 first-round picks, and was it a second?
Oh, that was insane.
Adonai Mitchell, into Sauce Gardner, who didn't play well last year. So they have Daniel Jones, right, and he's had this massive injury. He's out for however long. Even if he plays next year, whether he's super healthy or not, we'll wait and see. But like, they got the veterans on the O-line who are only getting older, and they're not having a first-round pick for the next 2 years is going to hurt them because, like, they're going to another season with Daniel Jones. They can't have. There's no one fresh. There's no one in the like they can take in the first round who's like a Jackson Dart kind of exciting QB early to middle of the first round. So I don't know what's going to happen with the Colts. I don't know. I think
Anthony Richardson.
I think they're going last in the division.
Riley Leonard looked all right.
Yeah, but like that's not the guy.
But with Riley Leonard and with Anthony Richardson, how much has their confidence taken a hit where it's like, we'd rather have a guy who's been out of the league for 5 years attempt to come in and play than the two guys we have, as our backups. Like,
it's great hearing the cadences.
Yeah. I mean, Riley Leonard got injured. Otherwise, I think he would have been that guy.
Yeah. I liked what I saw from Riley Leonard.
Was Richardson injured as well?
Anthony Richardson had one of the funniest injuries. He was put on injured reserve for this. He was using one of those like bands they use for like stretching.
Oh, and he snapped in the face, right?
He fractured his eye socket.
Oh my god!
So funny,
dude. That's how you know you're having a bad season. Where you're like, hey, our backup quarterback's out because equipment broke.
And the funniest thing is that even at the start of the year he was healthy and they were like, I think we'll go with Daniel Jones, not a remotely exciting young.
Well, remember in the last offseason, it was, do they sign Daniel Jones or do they sign Sam Darnold? Like that was the debate, and then they went with Jones.
Sam Darnold would have fit the Colts like a glove. You wouldn't have had the Jackson Smith and Jigba. Like Michael Pittman's decent, Alec Pierce amazing yards per catch, but. So, can you give me your rankings first to fourth for the AFC South next year?
I still think the Jaguars I trust more. And again, from what they did this season, again, their defense was second in the league in takeaways, only to the Bills. Second. So if they improve their defense, keep up that same turnover differential, keep working with Trevor Lawrence in the offseason when it comes to Liam Cohen, I would think Jaguars would be one. I feel like I would still, again, I'm out on the Texans, but you're right. That defense is just elite. So I feel like Texans, Colts, and then I just would have, I'm sorry, the last one, Titans. I still think they're 3 because I don't like, I'm not a Robert Saleh guy. I think he's a great coordinator. I don't think he's a head coach. I just don't. Like, and again, I've never been a Dayball guy. So him having complete control over the offense, I'm just like, that does nothing for me.
It's fascinating to see because you've got 2 big heads who love to talk and get into things, and the Liam Cohen Robert Saleh rivalry. I don't know if you know this, but in the San Francisco game, Liam Cohen got into a altercation with Robert
I
Saleh
do remember that
because he was disrespecting Liam Cohen. He's from like the Sean McVay coaching tree. Not Aidan O'Connell. Who's the Kevin O'Connell? And he said they cheat legally. It was a hilarious thing.
I do remember that.
Back next year, so don't you worry. Stay tuned.
Twice a year.
Yeah.
So now,
for the second one.
So that's a great question. We'll end on this one. Do you think there's a higher chance of Liam Cohen and Robert Saleh getting into it on the field, or Robert Saleh and Brian Dayball getting into it on the sideline?
I like that. I like that a lot.
Dayball is
Which one do you think happens first?
You know, schedule. Because if they're playing at the end of the year,
if it's 2 games at the end of the year, then it's done out because they're definitely going to get in us. It'll probably be training camp. Training camp, Saleh and Dayball going at it.
that's a clip right there when it happens.
Yeah, this will be
so exciting to see.
I'll tell you what, if you nail that, and then also Kenneth Walker being Super Bowl MVP, you guys will be on generational run. But I've taken up enough of your guys' time. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, it was great.
I appreciate you.
Thank you guys for coming on the show. I'm Will. That's Endzone Near You. You guys have you guys want to plug your channels and all that kind of stuff right here?
It's Endzone Near You.
Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah, drop a follow if you like.
There you go.
Let's talk about ball.
Yeah, you guys have a great TikTok. I watch all your videos. Love you guys. So yeah, thank you so much for coming on the show. Casino and I will be back on here tomorrow to do our regular Monday show. So join us here 1 p.m. West Coast time. As always, I'm Will. That's been this is where you guys say your names.
Ben.
Ben and Joe.
Ben and Joe, Endzone Near You. Thank you.
There you go. Yeah, it was a pleasure. So this has been the Only Sports Podcast. Thanks for all the likes, comments, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. So adios. Also, shout out to Hawk Trooper, who, again, lost his mind in the comments, but in a good way. So this has been the Only Sports Podcast. Adios.